All right, welcome to vlog 1 of Drawing with Dex. My name is Rick, also known as Vortex or Dex, and this is my attempt to learn to do art and me documenting on YouTube. I should probably start with why I'm doing this and why I'm a furry. So yes, I'm a furry. My name is Vortex. I'm a coyote online. How this all started, I guess I have to go back to about a year ago in August. I got a job where I became what they call a head-end engineer, and my job went from being a cable technician, being a lead cable technician where I'm taking care of 8 team members and doing cable installs and troubleshooting, to being a go-to point person for the head ends. And I learned really quickly that I had an issue with objectivity versus subjectivity, and that's going to be a kind of a recurring theme throughout this entire video and throughout hopefully this entire channel, is me trying to learn to be subjective. What I came into was an environment where I could totally be objectively perfect in it. It would require way too much work and would basically I'd have to basically gut my office and redo it. The challenge for me was, how do I learn to accept what I can't change? How do I learn to accept why I can't make things perfect, but at the same time still work towards that perfection later on? And I was struggling with this for a good couple months. Like, I could basically look at a project and go, okay, well, I want to do this, but to do that, I need to do this, I need to do that. And by the end of the day, I'm overwhelmed with work. I knew what the problem was. I knew that I wasn't subjective. By my nature, I'm a very objective person. I went to one of my friends and I kind of said, you know, I'm really considering trying to draw. I've always wanted to. I've never felt like I had the skill to do it. I felt that it's a talent, and not something I could learn. Kranos suggested a website called Drawbox, and it really struck me because it was actually somebody who was an engineer before and taught themselves to draw in this very, I don't want to say rigid, but this very repetitive pattern. It struck with me. It's like, oh, this is really cool. And he said, yeah, by the way, go ahead and create a persona. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, you know, create a persona. I'm a furry, NX is a furry. You need to create a persona. So I figured, why not? I've looked at the furry art for years. This was a chance to basically just jump into something brand new and try it out. And it's been a great change for me, and I really enjoy it. Long story short, that's why I want to learn to art. It's to be more subjective. And I started doing this back in April of 2018. It's now October of 2018. I started doing Drawbox lessons, and I started doing little sketches on paper, and just with the way the job was working and the way stuff I had to get done, I know there was times that I would do it 3 or 4 days in a row and be all proud of myself, and then there's days I'd skip almost a month and I'm like, oh wow, and I felt myself almost regressing. If I could work on it constantly, I was actually feeling I was making progress. So no one really knows outside my little friend group that I'm trying to do this. I really work in a vacuum, and that's been a problem for me as well. With the Drawbox lessons, they say don't work in a vacuum, post your stuff, learn from your peers. I started really thinking about kind of what I was doing with ROM Labs. And ROM Labs is my other YouTube channel, so this is going to have all the art stuff and all the furry stuff. Our ROM Labs is going to have all my technical fun stuff that I do with that. So I was thinking about what I do with ROM Labs and my project-based approach. I started trying to figure out if anyone's ever documented their art from scratch. From literally, I am not an artist, I can't draw, watch my journey. A lot of people I talked to were like, no, God no. I went through and deleted all my stuff, my fur affinity account, or I just got rid of my old stuff because it was terrible. I wasn't happy with it. I get it, you can feel that way about your work. Even Kranos said, well, you'll be ashamed of your work when you get good. And that's just, I can understand why, but it just doesn't seem like that's helpful for somebody starting out. Because I get a lot of inspiration from people who go, hey, this was my art from a year ago or 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and here's what I'm doing now. You can do it too. And that's what I'm trying to do with this channel. I'm going from working in a vacuum to working everything out there in public. I'm going to post hopefully every single page I do for Drawbox. I'm going to do a video on those. Every time I do a sketch, I'm going to post it to maybe Instagram, maybe Twitter. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out. Let this be my journal, my documentary into being an artist, with the idea that this could totally fail. And if it fails, that's cool, because I learned. And I'm not going to delete anything. I'm not going to take this down. I want to leave it up there just for anyone who wants to follow along as I try to learn to art. We'll see what happens. If it works, cool. If not, I did something. I tried it. I've even in my short time of doing this so far, I've learned to be more subjective. I'm sitting here in front of a camera doing YouTube. I'm posting videos on ROM Labs. I'm starting this channel. I'm okay with the product I'm putting out there. Of course I have challenges. Of course I'm not thrilled with my camera, and there's stuff I can't change. And there's stuff that I could probably be better on in my editing process. But it's a learning process. And I'm learning to be more subjective by doing this. So not only is the drawing helping me, but doing the video helps me. Planning the stuff out helps me. It's an entire process to learn to do this. I want to point out that yes, I have been drawing since April. This is not me starting directly from scratch, but I hope to explain why in a second. The times I've done it in April and up till now, I've had a lot of gaps. There's been stuff I haven't done, and I've kind of gotten stuck in some spots. I'm actually starting back from scratch on Drawbox. I'm starting with lesson 1, superimposed lines, and I'm going to go from there all the way forward. Every time I do a drawing for Drawbox that I'm going to submit to get critiqued, I'm going to put it on YouTube. My daily sketches and stuff, I probably won't do that because I don't have time to put those all on YouTube, but I'll definitely post those to Twitter, or probably Twitter for right now. And we'll see how it goes. My goal is to read my critique on here, see if I agree with it, keep doing this, and hopefully get better. So that being said, like I showed you before, I had a bunch of things I've done. I've also done a few pieces that I'm proud of. So here are the 5 pieces that I've done so far that show progress to me. So the first one is a headshot I did for Pyrus. And this was the first piece, if you want to call it the first furry art I ever did, this is it. I've done a lot of sketches, a lot of playing around with stuff, and this is this was for a birthday present. I kind of did a birthday headshot series here. I was pretty thrilled how it came out. I mean, it's not great, but for a first piece, it was good. After that, NX had a birthday, so I figured why not give the purple-haired fox his dues and really put a lot of focus on his hair, because his hair has to be on point, as he says. Again, was really kind of thrilled how it came out. It's not great, but it still shows progress. After that, and this was the one, I think to date, this is my best piece. It's one I did for Kranos, and this was a headshot for him, and it still has little bits and pieces that I don't like. His nose looks really flat. I'm happy with it. Fourth headshot I did was for a local furry friend of mine. Actually, one of the first furries I met here in Auburn was Ceralor. He is a inflatable coyote when he wants to be. He also has an inflatable dragon. And so I did this piece for his birthday, and kind of had a lot of fun trying to figure out how to make him look shiny. And I think I did a decent job. I did one final piece. That was my first really full body piece for NX for a project he was talking about me doing. And I wanted to do him in the Vault Boy style. So I tried it. I didn't really continue the sketch past this point. I think it was a good start. I'd like to go back and do it when I get used to drawing some more. One other thing I've done to kind of give myself a little bit of incentive to do this is I have 4 goals. I put them in envelopes. I know what these goals are, and as I complete them, I will share them with you. 2 of them are goals, that stuff I want to try to draw later on. One of them is a goal about a time-based goal, and the 4th one's one you guys can help me with. But I'm not going to tell you how to help me with it. I just want to see if it'll happen. Those are my goals. So that's vlog 1 for drawing with Dex. One thing I'm going to try to do is I don't have a Patreon. I'm not going to sit here and beg for subscribers and beg for people to follow me on Twitter and stuff. If you want to, you know how to do it. By the way, it's Vortex on Twitter. I'm here to do this for myself. If you want to follow along, cool. And we'll see how this goes. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. I really want to say thank you to all the artists I follow on Twitter who have gone before me and tried this and put their stuff out there. There are too many to list. Basically, if I'm following you on Twitter and you're an artist, you have inspired me in some way. Thank you for that. And I hope that maybe a year or 2 down the road, somebody can look back at all these videos and go, wow, this Vortex is kind of cool. He did this and I haven't seen this before. So if you're watching this, in 2020, 2019, and you're inspired by this, congratulations, good luck, and let me know if you like it. Thanks for watching.